can I get you folks? Dinner? A drink, perhaps?
I'll have pheasant, if you have it. And, by the 9, is it?
It is! It's him!
What in the world are you two on about?
Ysgramor! You look just like Ysgramor!
Ysgramor?
The father of Skyrim, the conqueror of the North, the architect of Windhelm, the mightiest of the 500 companions, the scourge of the Hvergelmir menace.
The harbinger of us all, the bringer of words. He ate soup with a fork and was such a great leader that even his belt was a mighty warrior.
All right, hold on a minute. Calm down. I've heard of Ysgramor. I'm a Nord, aren't I? But what's all this got to do with me?
You look exactly like him. You must be an incarnation, or at least a descendant of the man. Has your family always lived by High Hrothgar?
Well, this scene's been in my father's family for generations, and my mother's from Winterhold.
That must be it then. The sons and daughters of Ysgramor reigned over Skyrim for hundreds of years, until the death of King Borgas at the hand of the Wild Hunt back in the 300s of the First Era. A bloodline that prolific could not have died out. I'm sure I could trace your lineage back, discover some ancient power that is your heritage. But me and my companion have been on the road for such a long time. A round of drinks on the house, perhaps. You probably already know the story of Saarthal, first Nordic settlement in Skyrim, raided by Hvergelmir for an unknown reason. All its inhabitants savagely murdered. There are many stories of Ysgramor's revenge for that foul act. The most popular, the ones I'm sure you've seen published, are called the Songs of Return. Another has no name, for it is an oral tradition among the Skalds. I've heard it called the 500 Mighty Companions or thereabouts of Ysgramor the Returned, and it is a far more mythic tale than a historic one. Both agree on the man's glory, though they depict it in different ways. Both agree that he inspired glory in great men and women, heroes like Jeek of the River, captain of the Jorvaskr, and founder of the Companions in Whiterun, Hans the Fox, and Rackety Nix, the Nixhound.
Rackety Nix? The Nixhound?
You've seriously never heard of Nix? Nix was always my favorite.
Anyhow, Ysgramor's most important companions were his sons. Ingall the Older was a masterful strategist, and Ilgar was a fierce combatant whose spirit was unmatched on the battlefield. It is from Ilgar that the Nordic kings descend, for Ingall was tragically slain by a storm when returning from Atmora, a storm much like the one raging tonight.
A coincidence? Or a sign from Our Lady Kai?
There are many other stories about him too, like the Fragmente Abyssum Hermaeus Morris, which tells us how Ysgramor bested the demon Herma Mora. During a hunt, Mora appeared to him disguised as a hare and tried to turn him into an elf by lengthening his ears. Your ears are especially round, as befitting the most human of humans. It seems we've gotten so caught up in discovering your history that we've forgotten to eat. Perhaps you can compensate us for our efforts, and then we'll get right back to it. I promise. Say, you don't hunt, do you? Ysgramor had a legendary bow, long launcher, whose bowstring was made from the tears of giant wives. Perhaps this is the power that he passed on to you.
I don't, not really. I don't own a great big axe either, if that's where you're going to next.
No matter, talents have been known to skip a generation. What's more important is that you have his complexion and his regal bearing.
Have you tried growing out your beard? If you had a beard like his, no one could deny the resemblance.
Just stop it already. As entertaining as this all is, there are many Nords with blonde hair and round ears.
But not all Nords live at the foot of High Hrothgar and next to a barrow of the ancient dragon priests. You simply must have a tie to him. Trust me, I'm a scholar.
All scoundrels you all are! Get out of my inn before I throw you out.
Trust me, I'm a scholar. Very smooth. You might as well have told him we were here to swindle him.